Hello everybody. This is my third try on this project, and each time I tried this video I ended up making the whole project. I finish it. So we're starting again, and I don't mind because I would love lots of these around. So in this challenge we need a rock and some wire of different sizes as well too. So I have quite a few here, and then I have even this tiny little wire which does come in very good use, and I'll show it to you at the end. So what I want to, I'll show them to you first. This is my very first one that I made a couple of years ago, and I have it outside on my patio, and it's a fish made out of wire, and it's on a rock. So you can use it as decoration, you can use it as a paperweight, you can use it as a centerpiece on a table with this nautical theme going on, especially for the summer. And these are really cute to just put in. I had mine on the coffee table beside a plant. So, and this is, like I said, was my very first one, and my mistake here was using wire that was just too thick to work with. And so, but I just doodling around, I had a bit of wire in the house and I wanted to try it. This obviously didn't come out good as well too, and I perfected that as well. With this I realized the mistakes that I made to better it in the other one. And this idea came from an Italian crafting journal that I have. Like I said, that I did a few years ago. So this was my second try. And what I did here was, it worked out fine. It's nice and sturdy as well too. It's not as wobbly as that one, especially up here. And what I did here was the wire that's going through the body, which is added after, it's a smaller wire. Here I use the same wire all throughout. Is it the same wire? Yes, I use the same wire all throughout. And then what I did in here was I wired some beads with that small wire, and I pulled it through it. See it right there, the tail, and there you can see the eye right there. And that's another reason why you need the small wire. The small wire also is good right here. I'll show it to you there. That's good to attach these pieces that are made afterwards, after you've done the fish. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry, it's like I'm out of practice, and like I said, what was going on with the other fish is why I had to stop the videos, is they just weren't working out. And I realized that this one was a very tough wire, the one I just showed you, and that's why that didn't work out. But then I continued to finish it because I did want to experiment a bit. And this video is going to be another experiment, because we're not going to do the fish like this. This is my third try. Now this was very easy. The wire is sturdy but very flexible. Now I can't tell you guys what type of wire this is, because see, this is the way I buy them. There's nothing written on them that tells you what gauge the wire is, so I can't really. But what I do advise you to do is get a wire that you can, it's very pliable with your hands. Not to, this wire was bought in the hardware store. It's not a crafting wire, so it was a bit, if you guys are good with wire, you can even do these with hangers. So, but like I said, it takes a lot to form it into your hands, which this is much more easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this copper wire. And like I said, it's a very bendable, if you can say bendable, wire. See, it just bends so easy. Okay, like I said, I can't tell you what kind of gauge this wire is. I'm not very expert with it. That's why as well too, I don't know much about wires. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare a piece that's about, I would do it a little bit more than 2 feet. just to be on the safe side. You don't want to run short when you end up here and you have to wrap it around your rock, okay? Okay, 2.5 feet, 3 feet. I'm going to cut this. And what we do, first of all, is we're going to form, which would be here, the body of it. So we're going to turn it around. Now this all depends on you. These are, you know, kind of, this is a smaller fish, this is a bigger fish, on how you want to form your body, so how much you're going to need. So I want to make it like a kind of like a bigger one. And because my rock is bigger. So you're going to form more or less how big you want your, this looks exactly like a whale side. I should make a whale out of this. Okay, so, and I'm leaving an inch, more or less, and I'm going to twist that. Okay, and then you can help yourself with some wires to, you know, pull it in more and twist it. And then we'll deal with cutting any sharp edges later. Okay, so now we're going to do the tail. And, you know, I'm just more or less kind of there. That's more or less how big I want my tail, and this tail will be naturally formed as well. So I'm going to twist these two together. Just a second here. This is part of my tail here. There we go. Okay, now I can twist it. So I'm going to hold it, get it under here, and twist. Turn around. So see how it's coming so far? Okay. Then, excuse my nails, so you guys, I've been gardening a bit, so kind of have to, and this morning that's what I was doing, so I kind of have to really wash my hands good with the brush to get it out of my nails. So, at this point, you have your fish done. Now, that's a pretty big fish, so I kind of want him a bit higher than the other ones that are smaller. So I'm going to measure more or less here how tall I want it. Okay, and I'm going to bend it right here. Right? And then I'm going to hold it and start wrapping as tight as you can. Okay. Kind of want it to wrap over just a touch more, so I had to shorten that wire and wrap nice and tight. This is why I suggest that I would probably cut it 3 feet if it's a big fish, and 2.5 if it's a small fish. There we go. Now these rocks, we just go down to the beach and get them. Our beaches are really rocky beaches, so ours here that are close by, we have sand beaches as well too, but not the ones that are just 5 minutes away from my house, walking distance. There's beautiful sandy beaches here. Here we have the islands, Eolio, which in the next town you can grab a ferry and go to these islands. That the first one you come up to is called Vulcano, and yeah, it does have a volcano on it, of course. In fact, when you get there, when you're close by to the island, you can already start smelling the sulfur. And this island is very famous for the mud baths. But I've never gone in. I'm chicken. I think something's going to come up and bite me. And it doesn't really give me a sense of clean. They say apparently it is because it's continuously boiling. So at this point, what we're going to do is, I'm so sorry you guys, because this is kind of hard to, I'll just let it fold for now. So that way you can see the form I want to give this fish. And I think that's just fine. Can you see that, you guys? I'm bring it closer just for this. There. So that's the way it's going to come out. I got to grab a rock here because I think this rock, although I washed it, it's like it left a bit of sand here. And I'm going to lift it up again and fix it. So at this point, what we would be doing is we would be grabbing this. And I'm just going to show you because I don't want to put this on this fish this time. I'm going to do this in another way. And so there will be a part 2 of this video because then it will be getting too long. I just want to see how many minutes I'm at now. I'm at 12 or 13 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a part 2. So what I start is a little spiral with these little pliers that I'm not sure, maybe they're called, no, they're not needle nose pliers, but, and just turn it. And this is how I form the eye. And I'm going to start, I want a bigger eye on this fish, so I'm going to give it another turn here. So this is how I would start, and I would kind of put where his eye is going to go. And it will have to be touching up here because this is where I would get the small thread and start winding it around it just like you're sewing, and to secure it right there. Now, not all this wire is secure, as you can see in this fishy here. It's not secure. It's secure where the eye is, right there, and down here, right there. This one as well, the tail, the eye's up here. It's connected there, and it's connected down here. Now, if you want to, you can reinforce these where it's touching around the edges with a little wire and continue. But, you know, it's pretty sturdy for me, so I'm not going to. Here, if I wanted to reinforce it, I could bring this down where it's touching the bottom part of his body and sew it there and make it more secure. So that's how you do that, and it's very easy. So you just start with the little circular, and then you can do any kind of design. You can do a little squiggly design. You can, you know, go around and just fill up the whole, you know, just keep on doing these designs. making sure from time to time to measure it inside the fish so you don't go outwards of his body. And if you do, it's very easily fixed. You can fix that all up again. So I would continue doing this and, you know, put it all inside his body like that, and then secure it in, you know, as many spots as I want to. But this time we are going to do our fish in another way, and I'm going to prepare everything. I'm going to do some of the work here, and we're going to do it a different way. Okay, so oh yeah, okay, so after you would do all the wire, then you would, you know, get this tiny wire and start filling it up with beads and then wrapping it around here, and it's kind of really a tedious job, but I like the outcome of it. It looks cute, you know, if you want to do it specifically for a boy or a girl. You know, this is blue and pink, so you can do that. So this is where we're going to be ending up, and I'll be right back with the second part. Until the next time, bye.